Listen up, guys. It is that time. We're going to break down 7 stocks that I'm looking at right now as trades. We're going to break down the charts, key levels that I'm looking at, where I'm looking to buy, sell, do all that good stuff. So if you guys find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo. It is free money. Once you guys open up your account using that link down below or by going to StasRFest.com/Moomoo, you get 1 free stock right off the bat. And once you fund your account with at least $100, you get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 stocks. And once you fund your account with at least $1,000, are you ready for this, guys? You get 10 more stocks on top of the 4 stocks on top of the 1 stock, totaling 15 free stocks. So again, if you guys want some free money and you want to help out the channel at the same time, use that Moomoo link. And with that being said, cheers. I appreciate you guys. As always, let's dive right into the video. So the first stock that I want to break down today, and actually before we even take a look at that, look at the overall markets today, guys. We sold off pretty much all across the board. Well, I guess the Dow broke even, but still it went down around 9 points. We had the Russell down 0.2%. The NASDAQ led the losses down 0.4% as the S&P 500 went down 0.1%. And we had the VIX up 0.6%. And even the metals went down today, guys. We had silver down 0.3%. And we had gold down around, actually no, gold went down 0.2%. Silver went down 1.2%. So yeah, talk about a red day there for silver. So let's talk about these stocks that I'm looking at right now. The first one is Dollar Tree, ticker symbol DLTR. If you guys take a look at this, we are starting to break out on the 4-hour time frame. Today I think it went up, what, 2.3%? Yeah, 2.3% on the day. And with today's move, we are now taking the highs out from the beginning of February. You guys can see back in the beginning of February, we hit around, what, 156, 157. Then we went all the way down to 133. That was a drop of 15%. And when was that? About 2 months ago? Yeah, about more like a month and a half ago, we hit 133. And now we've recovered. We've gained back that entire loss that we, well, lost from the beginning of February to the end of March. And now we're starting to break out. You guys can see we're above the moving averages. We have been for the past couple of weeks. We have a golden cross, and we're now taking out the highs from, again, the beginning of February. So in my eyes, guys, this stock's looking pretty good heading into earnings in a couple of weeks. And who knows how the earnings are going to look. I mean, we're on the, the 12th today when I'm making this video. Earnings are on the 25th. So in 2 weeks, roughly, they're reporting. So this, that gives it enough time, in my opinion, for this rally to continue before we have earnings, which you guys know, earnings, I mean, they could throw a curveball into the price action of a stock. I mean, if their earnings are not good, this could end up selling off like that. But as of now, with 2 weeks ahead of earnings, we're starting to break out of a key level of resistance. And the next main level that I'm looking at is, well, 165, 170. Maybe it goes up even higher. You guys can see 170 is the high from back in November. So this is really starting to gain momentum. It's breaking out, and that's the reason why it's the first stock in the video for today. The second stock is CCL, which we called out the breakout a couple of videos ago. You guys probably remember this was at roughly, where was it? Around 950-ish, right at the top of the wedge on the 4-hour chart here. And since that point, well, we broke out of the wedge, which again, we called out. Now we're above the moving averages. We have the golden cross, all that bullish price action, right? And now since that call out, again, we broke out. Now since that point, we've sold off a good amount. We went from roughly 1090. Now we're back to almost 990. In fact, today we went down 4%, closed at 983. So this pullback, in my eyes, was much needed for CCL. It went straight pretty much from 870 to about 1090. You guys have to realize that was a move of 25%. So now we cooled off. We're still above the 180 moving average. We're still above the wedge here. The RSI came down a good chunk, which is great. Now let's see if buyers come in right around the 180, right around 980, 990, right by the 180 SMA. If buyers come in here, guys, we could be gearing up for another move, maybe towards 1050, maybe towards that high from a couple days ago, 1090, heck, maybe even higher than that. So this was a much-needed pullback in Carnival Cruise Line. Now I'm looking for the re-entry here, anywhere from $9.90 to $10 on the confirmation of the bounce. That would be ideal in my opinion. Now the next stock I'm looking at is eBay, which is in an interesting spot. You guys can see right off the bat, we do have head and shoulders here on eBay. There's no denying that. We have the left shoulder right here, the head's right here, boom. The right shoulder's right here. You guys see that? The neckline being right around $45-ish, $46. That is a big level of resistance right now. You guys can see eBay today went down 2% roughly, and the past couple of days, it's been struggling at about 45, 46. So if this breaks out. Listen up, guys. If we break out of the neckline of the Head and Shoulders, we're probably going to make a huge move on eBay, probably towards $50 in my opinion, maybe back towards $52, which you guys can see here on the 4-hour chart. That was the high from back, when was that? The end of January? Actually, no, early February. Either way, that's where we could be going, in my opinion. Again, if, it's a big if we break out of this neckline, which by the looks of it, we're making higher lows into that neckline, and you could also argue this is an ascending triangle at the same time as we're seeing a Head and Shoulders. So let's see which way it plays out. What pattern's going to win, in other words? Is it going to be the Head and Shoulders where we get rejected at the neckline, which right now we are, and maybe we start dumping back down towards the 30s? In that case, okay, the Head and Shoulders played out. The Head and Shoulders won. But if we break out of, let's say, 47, where I'll set my alert right now, that would be a win, of course, for the ascending triangle, and that would be ideal for the bulls, because again, from that point, 50 to 52, it's right there. It's possible. It's likely. I don't even want to say likely. We don't know if it's going to happen, but in my opinion, there's a decent chance. Let's just put it that way, that eBay does make a run towards 50 to 52 if it breaks 47. So the next stock is Procter and Gamble. Let me pull this up. This one did pretty well today, up around 1%. And what we're noticing is, guys, look at this. We are still holding the gains from that huge run after earnings. If you all remember, this company reported earnings about 2 weeks ago. When was it? End of April? April 21st. So about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And this stock made a massive move from 151 to 158. And we actually pulled back a little bit. It pulled back a little bit. It tested 152. And in the past couple of days, we've started to climb back up. Bulls have come in, and we're essentially riding this uptrend, which is a really, really good sign for the bulls overall. So you guys can see buyers came in at 152. Today it went up 1%. It closed at 156 pretty much. And now we're starting to break out of the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So by the looks of it, guys, Procter & Gamble, although it might not make a massive move, it's not one of those stocks that can move like that very quickly. I'm still watching to see if it makes a move to 158, which was the high from after earnings, and maybe if it breaks that. That's why my alert's set at 160. We'll see what it ends up doing there. If it breaks 160, guys, it might be going even higher, probably to all-time highs. Let me see. Is that 158 level the all-time high? It might be here on Procter, guys. No, it's not. 165 is the all-time high from the beginning of 2022. So that's actually where it could be going if we break the highs from a couple weeks ago, or rather a couple days ago from after earnings. Well, actually, no, a couple weeks ago. If that breaks, we break 160, we're probably going to all-time highs. That's my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you haven't gone up to 15 stocks yet for Moomoo, what are you waiting for? Use that link down below, or go to stassurfest.com/Moomoo. Once you guys open up an account, you get 1 free share of stock right off the bat. And once you fund your account with at least $100, you get 4 more stocks totaling 5 stocks. And once you fund your account with at least $1,000, are you ready for this, guys? You get 10 more stocks totaling 15 free stocks. So if you guys want some free money and you want to help out the channel, it's a win-win here, guys. Win-win. Use that Moomoo link, get your free stocks. I appreciate you guys as always. Without you, this channel will not be possible. Seriously, if I had no viewers, it would not be possible. So I appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, let's break down 3 more stocks, with the first of those last 3 being Nike, ticker symbol NK. Nike's pretty oversold, guys. It went down 1.7% today, and it's at the bottom of this trend line that I have drawn out. You guys can see, and mind you, we've been holding this uptrend trend line for months and months and months, pretty much since September of last year. So we're pushing 8 months at that point, or that we've been holding that level. So this is simply a stock that I'm looking at for maybe a relief rally, a kind of a bounce back play, because I think overall, again, it is oversold. The RSI is at 27 on the 4-hour chart here. And if we look at the stock just the past couple of months, we've been holding steady at about 115, 120. And I'm just banking on a bounce. I'm not in it quite yet, so I guess I can't say I'm banking on the bounce, because I'm not in Nike stock right now. But if we do get the bounce, which I believe we will, we can easily make a move back towards the mid-20s, high 20s on this thing. We've done it time and time again. Look at the stock over the past couple of months. How many times you're going to need 10 hands to do this? How many, well, maybe not 10 hands, but how many times has this gone or has this stock gone from 120 to 125? It's been many times. Let's just say that many times. So I'm watching to see if we do respect this trend line. And if so, maybe we make a move back to the mid-high 20s. And you guys can see, what is this pattern right here? This is an ascending triangle, which means ultimately if we break 130, 132, we can be getting an even bigger leg up from there on Nike. So I'm going to set my alert at 132. I'll put another one here at, let me do 122. Yeah, that's a good spot. Markers that were above 122, and we'll see where it goes from that point, guys. So the next one here is Smith & Wesson, ticker symbol SWBI, which is also an ascending triangle. You guys can see that. We've been making higher lows since the end of last year, pretty much. You guys see that, but at the same time, since the end of last year, November of last year to be exact, we have been making, or not making, but, you know, getting rejected at 1250 many times. You guys see that. And now we're just digging ourselves deeper and deeper and deeper into that triangle right here. You guys can see. So the way I'm looking at it is, look, if SWBI ultimately breaks out of 1250, which we're pretty much right there, guys. We're at $12 today. As of today, we closed at 1203 to be exact. If we break 1250, I believe we're in store for a sizable move on SWBI. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past, but from that point, this could make a move, let's say, 13, 14 bucks, maybe higher. We shall see how that ends up playing out. And of course, the last stock is none other than AMD, which is also cooling off a little bit, and much needed cool off, or it is a much needed cool off in my opinion, because it got way too hot way too quick, and it's been very volatile. You guys probably remember they reported earnings. The stock went down to $81, made a huge move to $100 in the span of a couple of days. I mean, geez, guys, that's 23%, and now we're just cooling off. Today it went down 2%, much needed, and we'll see if we do get the buyers, which is what I'm waiting for, right around these moving averages, which is right pretty much where we are right now on the 4-hour chart, 92, 93, 94 bucks. Let's see if buyers come in there to make another move to maybe the top of the channel, maybe towards the highs from, you know, the end of March being about 102. That's where this thing could be going, and a lot of people are probably looking at this and they're like, oh my God, this is reversing to the downside. It's over. It could very well just be a cooling off period for AMD. Let's see how next week plays out. Let's see if we can take out, let's say, 96.50. That's going to be a big spot on the upside here. That's a resistance, considering that was the high back on the 5th of May, also the 8th of May, and back here in the beginning of April, you guys can see. So if we can retake 96.50, there could be a serious case for this getting ready for a move back over 100 bucks. So we'll see how it plays out, guys. I'll set my alert at 96.50. And yeah, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe and check out my Patreon. If you guys want to see me build out my Patreon portfolio, which that's been a fun time doing that. We own a couple stocks in there. I actually just bought more of a stock a couple of days ago, and was that yesterday? Yeah, if you guys want to see me build that out, you want to be a part of the Discord, you want to see my charts and ideas throughout the day and have more access to me throughout the day, go to the Patreon, join it, check it out at least if you want. It's no pressure, guys, and don't forget to also get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo and 12 stocks from Weeble. And with that being said, cheers, have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys in the next video.